Hey everyone, I'm Madeline Coffee and I'm here with Witch Club Satan. I'm so excited to interview them and I'm going to have them introduce themselves.
Who'll start?
Okay. I'm Nicoline. I'm playing the guitar and also doing vocals.
And my name is Joanna and I'm the drummer and also doing the vocals.
And my name is Hedda and I play the bass and do vocals.
Yeah, we're like a three-headed troll on the vocals. It's like this, multiple voices, almost like a choir of screams going on thing.
Yeah, I feel like that adds to the aesthetic too, but we'll get into that. I was wondering, how did Witch Club Satan first come together? And what was the original vision for the band?
It started as a project in the theater field. We have like a bit different backgrounds, but we started out from like a theater and performance perspective, where we really wanted to dive into the genre of the Norwegian black metal and also the history and see how we could mix that with also history from the Norwegian witch trials. That was extremely brutal in the European scale, especially in the north of Norway. So we wanted to see like how we could draw on that like old history and tradition, but do a very modern feminist project, taking up space in a very male-oriented genre, and just seeing what could happen if we entered, but we weren't really musicians. We weren't really trained in our instruments at all. So it was a journey, but very much coming from the angle of like the storytelling behind it all, and just the drama of black metal, and to see like how we, with our skill set and with our background from the theater, could kind of make the full potential out of the dramatics in the genre.
Yeah, because it's important to say that at this moment we were quite angry about the situation. Like it was like COVID, and we felt like a little bit apathic in our lives. And I think that for my part, I was not so much into black metal in that time. We were mostly maybe into punk, the three of us. But then it felt like this was the most natural choice because it has this sense of anger and kind of inherent drive for rebellion in the genre. So I think at some point we just realized this is the only genre that fits this energy that we hold.
And it's important to say that we started out as a different trio. Now Hedda is a stand-in on the bass because Victoria, that started the band, she got twins. So she's on maternity leave. She was really cool playing with like the most enormous belly. Her last European tour quite early, like quite tied up like to her birth. So it was so Hedda wasn't there in the beginning, but she's also had the same kind of.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here nodding, like heard this story many times. But it's
cool that like you also did the same in a way that we didn't when we needed someone to step in for Victoria. We didn't choose a professional musician that time either. We could have done it easier for ourselves maybe, but we chose someone that really fitted into just the feeling and the coven, and then Hedda just had to learn how to play the bass.
Yeah. It's actually really exciting to have that as a premise, that you're like, we don't care about if you're technical skilled. It's all about if you have certain feeling, or you have like a certain need of pushing some boundaries, or you're angry, or you have a voice you want to get out somehow. That's the most important. And then everything will fall natural.
I think that's a really such an important aspect of just the music that y'all make, because y'all chose black metal, from what I understand, because there shouldn't be any limits to it. There is no certain sound that it should sound like, despite what other people may think. And also, what I find interesting as your choice to kind of have this label of black metal, but in the end, labels are just labels. But being in the black metal realm and being from Norway, where black metal, was born, I'm wondering how that aspect impacts your band, especially with the negative history of black metal, the far right ideologies, the very male dominated space. How do you navigate that scene, especially with I'm sure the criticism that you get from people?
Yeah, it has definitely felt like a minefield to navigate, because we also, in some way, we also like artistically and musically, we are inspired by this. But I think it has been like extremely important for us to be very explicit about our political views, and almost to the extent that like people call us like a woke Club Satan, and I don't care. Like it's better to be on the safe side than anyone like thinking that we would be homophobic or racist or just jerks in general. So I don't know. To us, it has been like. Of course, you are dealing with some things that hasn't been cleared up. Like there's a lot of things that we should have talked about in the Norwegian scene. Like all of a sudden, Norwegian black metal was suddenly like taken from being this underground subculture that people thought were dangerous, and like with the church burnings and everything that in the media, how they kind of talked about it in the 90s was like really like this is Satanism, and it's dangerous, and it's violent, and like that's the whole story that we heard. And then it was a very small community that enjoyed the music, but now suddenly something flipped, and we had like a lot of documentaries kind of celebrating the culture of black metal, and black metal as like one of the most exported culture in Norway. Also, like the National Library suddenly had a huge exhibition about black metal in Norway, but that didn't really happen anything in between. It was like first it was banned and people were scared of it, and then suddenly it was like a national treasure without anyone kind of really talking about the problematics of it. So yeah, we haven't really been going so directly into that conversation, but whenever we have the time and chance to talk about it, we do. We also worked together with Jørn from Necrobutcher from Mayhem in the very early startup of the project, just because we wanted to get in touch with like what was this, and we were curious and was trying to like not be also polarizing in this little community, and rather like try to figure out, okay, where can we agree, and where do we not, and like see how we could kind of build some bridges and understand better. And I think one important thing to mention is like these were not to like take the responsibility out of the situation, but they were so young. It's like I think we think about them as like the age they are today, but they were like really young teenagers that didn't know much, I guess, about the world at the time. But then that they haven't really done the work of apologizing or telling like what happened. So, and of course, some of the biggest crimes, people are still in jail, and that's good. Yeah, it's just strange and tragic that things weren't sorted out so that everyone could feel welcome in this field. I think that's like the main concern for me, that like I would find it so sad if someone based on who their identity wouldn't feel safe or welcome to our shows because of the genre we play.
Yeah, and it doesn't make any sense either that there are only like white men 50 plus that has the right to be angry. We have many more people in the world right to be angry. But it's also exciting to be a part of a scene that is quite like a little bit, you told me, or you just said that this is the genre that can be like everything. It has so much potential of pushing boundaries, right? But then you have this scene that is like purism. You have a set of challenges, you have expectations, stereotypes of how it should look like. And somehow that can be seen as a limitation, but also like a source of creative energy, because it has been so heavily masculine. It opens up kind of a space where our presence somehow can disrupt and reframe the black metal scene. And it's even possible in 2026 to quite make a shocking reaction.
Absolutely. And I remember when I first heard of Witch Club Satan, my friend was like, you need to listen to this. And I had to be converted to black metal because like naturally in the beginning, I've been a metalhead for a long time, but I've always avoided black metal for obvious reasons. But I'm just like, oh, I think I like black metal now.
Me too, actually.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to change gears a little bit. So I hear that you all identify as witches. Is that true?
That is correct.
Great.
Yeah, and I guess it's a very individual. There's no like common religion that we don't have a set of not like a common practice together. What we find, or like the magic we work with together, and that we all agree on is that music is magic on its own, and that like music magic can be very transformative and very powerful, and that we are very we are careful about how we use those powers and how we channel our energy, and that we always know for what reason we go up on stage and what we try to do with our crowd.
Yeah. If not, it's not good, if you're not prepared, because it's quite heavy to stand in front there in front of the audience. You kind of provoke a lot of spiritual energy there, a lot of political energy. You have to be aware, and you need some kind of awareness yourself somehow.
Yeah.
And what you want to provoke, because it's aggressive power. And that is quite fascinating and also a little bit scary sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like a snake that's shedding, because I haven't like found my witch yet in a way, or I have, but each concert is a new experience of that witch coming out. So it kind of feels like a shedding thing. Yeah, it's like layers, and also what Johanna says, it's what kind of room it is and what kind of audience. It's different each time. Or as now, I've only like played for the big crowds, and now small again. So it's like very different in a way of how you can express that kind of magic energy or the witchcraft in itself. But it feels, I'm slowly turning into someone.
Yeah, but also like I think it takes time to understand what that means. For example, me, I feel like I'm a Joanna, I'm a witch today, but it's also been really interesting to go back in story and just look at all these people before, and try to see, or just try to understand how it was like to be a witch in a certain time, and also be a part of something prehistorical, right? Something that is older than ourselves. It can give kind of power that you don't have yourself, right? Because sometimes we can be so scared reflecting about things, or taking even like a stand in today's society. I feel that myself as a writer, I can sometimes feel really lonely, and it's really dangerous to be alone. Sometimes you don't want to put words on that because you're afraid of response. But when you have all these witches from history also with you, and also your friends on stage, it creates kind of a powerful bomb, I will say. Nothing can stop you. You feel like that, and I think it's so important to feel like nothing can stop you in that 1 hour of a show.
So I haven't had the pleasure of seeing you all live, but I will. You're having your first couple shows in the US and Canada, which I'm very excited about. I know that just from reading your various newsletters, I know there's excitement around it, but there's also hesitation. I'm wondering if you can talk about both of those things.
It's a strange world we live in. And I feel like, especially in the US, how we see it from the European perspective, it looks like it's heavier and heavier polarized. It wouldn't be the time I would like to go to the US as a tourist, to be honest. Mm-hmm. It's not really inspiring, or doesn't necessarily feel that safe too. But in times like this, I think it's the most important to go and cultivate meeting, and even if it's just for a night, new communities that meet around a space to grieve and to rage, whatever it is we're raging. I think we're all frustrated about the situation, and I think it's something very beautiful about meeting in hard times. Yeah. And that it's important, and obviously we won't be silent about how we feel, but it's still it feels like democracy is threatened big time in the US, and it's sad to see. We have I've always looked to America with like some kind of awe and you know, the dream about the freedom and and yeah, opportunity is it's stained and was also always built on some horrible shit that we need to talk about. So yeah, it's hard also to be too direct before we are in the country, I guess.
Yeah.
we need to get our asses there first. No.
Yeah. And also don't let someone decide how the narrative is going to look like, because I know that many of my favorite artists, many of my favorite authors, they are Americans. The American soul is not Trump. The American soul is so much more, and I love to come and take part of it.
Great. I'm glad that you were able to share that. Also, side note, if you want me to cut anything out, just let me know.
I'm
Yeah. No, but,
we're not coming. I think they're going to stop us on the airport.
Well,
We can hold this part for later.
I think that's a comment in itself, that it kind of, it's a nervous kind of what can we say?
Yeah. Yes.
So I guess
just to be
that's
safe.
like speaking for itself in a way.
But it's like, it's quite terrible when you feel you have to kind of like wait your words before you express. Like it's something I don't like. But,
Same.
I think we're so used to being extremely free in Norway to express whatever we feel. Like I've never been in a situation where I've been very privileged in that sense, that I have always felt that I could say whatever I mean. And I think even when it's dangerous, or especially when it's dangerous, or at least you feel some kind of risk about saying what you mean, then it's the most important time to say. And and we're willing to take that risk for sure, but we just need to first, be able to.
Yeah. No, I get that. And I will definitely be kind of just cutting that part out just to be safe. I agree with everything you're saying, but like you said, we live in this weird.
And it's also important to mention that this rebellion can look so different. I think that, for example, in this case, it can be interesting for us to have a talk before we go to the United States and try to reflect about what is rebellion. Like, for example, me, I love the fact that we sometimes have beauty, and we talk about love, and we talk about sisterhood. Mm-hmm. Sometimes what's make angerness quite strong is sensibility, and that is something I feel the male-dominated genre sometimes miss. That there are a lot of guys that is angry, but they look so stupid sometimes because they have no sensibility.
Yeah.
So I think that is quite dangerous when you add this I don't know how to I think you know what I mean. You have maybe something to add, girls, but this is really powerful sometimes when you take it totally down, and suddenly when you scream, it's like it has another effect.
I did want to go into your live performances a little bit. As someone who has not seen you live yet, what kind of expectations would a new audience, what should they look out for or be excited for when seeing you live, especially when you're coming to a new country to share your performance?
I guess you shouldn't be hoping for elaborate guitar solos or technical brilliance. That's not what we represent. But what you could expect, or what I would say, what I would suggest, is to come with an open mind and an open heart and an open spirit, because you will be taken on a journey. It's a very dynamic landscape. We try to create a universe and a world of its own, and we have our spells, we have our sage. There's a smell, there's a texture, and also what we always try to make happen is for it to be a true ritual where something changes both in us and in the crowd, and that we are together in this moment, and that it's not us being some kind of demons or goddesses or whatever that you look up to, but that we are together in the space, and that we can create something powerful together. So I think be prepared to partake and to come with your powers. and to maybe come with an intention, like something you want to change, because I think intentions are very powerful, and I think understanding that what we do are just multiple spells, and that if you are open to receive them, like it can be a small moment of transformation for you.
Yeah. But it's also like, I have many friends who don't listen to black metal at all, and when they attend the show, they kind of cry, and that always happens when they hear this rage or this scream, this big female scream. It's quite impactful, and for me it felt like physically when I tried to learn to scream, and I couldn't explain why. It was like the blood turned into fire somehow. And this is something you understand later, this is what you call primal, right? There are universal rhythm, there are harmonies, there are like energy that speaks directly to human beings, and this is something you don't have the words for. It just happens. For me, I remember I was crying when I really got out this scream that is a little bit scary because it's vulnerable.
Yeah.
But it feels so good when you just get it out. It's like nothing is scary after.
I love how it sounds vulnerable too.
Yeah.
It's very
That's good.
honest sounding, and that's what I really like about your particular black metal.
Thank you.
I think you felt like that, Hedda. Like, how was it for you when you like tried to learn to?
Yeah, I mean, it's been ups and downs, because I've been thinking that I wanted to sound like a specific scream. But then again, it's been like sometimes the voice doesn't do what you want it to do. So sometimes it's so different. But I think in this, as Johanna said, it's interesting because how it's connected to and how we scream, it's a spell. Because I was thinking, because I was losing my voice the first, like I played 2 concerts on the last tour we were on, and I lost my voice after two concerts. It was like completely gone. It has never happened to me before, and I couldn't get like a sound out. And so I called my voice teacher, and she said, I think it's just like you've blocked something. It's not ruined, you just blocked something. And we did some like exercises of release and everything, like tensions, and tried to find like the center of the voice back again, and then it actually worked. So it was both like a relief and also a bit like weird to feel like it's very mentally like it wasn't really something that was broken. It was more of me being like terrified and scared as shit to do this for the first time, and also with all the emotion that is there, and as Nicolene also, like how we are on stage as well. And how I was afraid of like ruining something together, and how we would like rescue if I would be like rescued in a way if it went like total to hell or something. So it was I think it just kind of built up something that in the end just closed my voice. It was
I love that sequence actually, because I remember you were coming like, I think I like my song teacher, she tells me I can't sing, it's dangerous for the voice. And then Nicolene was like, no way, you're gonna sing, bitch. You know? And it's gonna work out. We were like, it's gonna work out actually. Just try to relax on that stage and look the audience in the eyes and just see what happened. And suddenly you have the voice, right? It was fucking strong. I love that. I was laughing a little bit behind the drum set because it has such impact all the time.
I don't really like or trust voice teachers too much. I think Hedda's is a good one, but you know, technique is a dangerous thing in every sense. I think, because you get so like focused on it that it's hard to just be present at all and just be in your body, because your mind is taking over for it. Of course you can internalize the technique and make it, you know, a bodily thing, and that's obviously I guess what you do when you learn how to scream for an hour a day. But like I think the best voice teachers are babies. They can scream like 12 hours and they would never be sore. Like it is about this fright, it is about the stress, it is always about like the fear. And I think like a lot of voice teachers are just stressing people more than they are helping. Just saying, oh, you cannot do this. This can be hard on your voice, and oh no, do it like this. This is not the right way. For sure, I think some are, and definitely your teacher who understood.
Yeah, she is like that, because, and I think that's been good for me as well. That she's been like, no one has a limit to their voice. Like you can do whatever you want. You just have to try and also kind of build on to what it's, and that the sound that you have can develop into something. It was, for me, it was like I was coming there with, I want to sound like this specifically, but then again, she doesn't know what kind of, or I can try, but it's still cool to see what I got, what kind of range. It's not like I have to, what's it called? Like, to do exactly the same as someone else. It's different from person to person. So
it's nice. Really cool. It's really cool experience for us to see that we are able and that our body are so strong. And we have pushed ourselves to the limit so many times in this project since we started.
It's very inspiring. I took voice lessons years ago trying to learn how to scream. I just felt like I just couldn't. So now hearing your perspective, and also remembering that you have to embrace our bodies and you shouldn't probably work too much within the lines of a vocal teacher. I think my vocal teacher that I had was too strict. So that's why I wasn't really like catching it. And so now I'm like, maybe I can scream in my own way. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, for sure you can.
You can.
And when we meet up, we can have a little screaming session together. No lessons, but just
okay. Try to scream.
Yeah, I felt so stupid when I had to learn from Nicoline Victoria because they had already done some classes. I thought I maybe could. I thought maybe I didn't have to, I was the drummer, so I was kind of free from it. But then I had to like learn it, and I had to like sit down like a pig,
Yeah.
With my whole body. And I felt like
it really helps actually to go down on like on your knees and like being. We have like this cow exercise that we do.
Yeah,
we try to sound like a cow, or it could be a pig, of course, depending on how it sounds like. But using your body as you scream, I guess, like just tension, like building tension elsewhere than here. Pushing something away is always a good stuff.
Okay.
I mean, I've peed myself several times, and especially maybe if I'm either nervous or just like really exhausted. Then it's like you push everything you have, and that's a bodily experience, I would say, because you can't control it at all.
I always fear that whilst stage diving is like, because singing and stage diving is you don't have full control.
And it's like, and I'm not gonna.
Leakage has happened, but I don't know if anyone. Hopefully.
I'm not going to compare it to giving birth, but kind of when you scream and you feel like you don't have, like when you're giving birth, they always say like you shit, but it's not talked about. But of course you shit because you have to really push. And for the screams as well, it's like, oh, today I peed myself. I don't know what I did differently from yesterday, but it kind of just like presses some buttons sometimes and to make it there or something. It's weird, but it's also interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Now I'm going to set that as a marker. If I pee myself, I'm doing right.
It's very good.
Might happen.
So just to wrap up, I have 2 more questions. First question is, what's next for Witch Club Satan? Are you working on new music? I know you're coming to the US and Canada soon, but I'm wondering what's after that.
We're doing a summer festival tour in Europe with some exciting festivals. I'm looking forward to that. And then we're going into a phase of doing theater again. So it's going to be very interesting and new thing to bring this monster back into like the theater frame, because we're going to do a big production at the Norske Teater, is like one of the state theaters in Norway, in Oslo. So that's going to be super exciting. And then it will release a documentary about what we did so far. That's also like it has toured a small section of film festivals, but that will have its premiere around Halloween, and then I think we're working on a new album.
Yes.
And it's everyone says that like the second album is a bitch, and I think I've always been a bit ignorant to that fact that no, we're gonna make this fun, but for sure we can feel that second album pressure in some ways. We will release a new song just in some days, 20th of May. But the whole body of the album is very just a skeleton for now. And it's sometimes hard to create and flip to creating when you're touring a lot. We've felt that it can be a bit rough to like switch. New music,
but it's so important. This is something else we learned, that you have to protect that source. It's the only thing that matters to make music. And people are so obsessed by painting the walls instead, right? We are like so focused on all the other elements in life, but the source is there and we have to protect it.
Yeah,
so we are kind of aware of this, like how to get the space and the energy required to do this most important task.
Yeah. And I guess we were kind of just thrown into something in a way in the beginning of this project. We had just made it as like a theater piece, and then all of a sudden this music festivals asked us to come, and it kind of blew up very, very fast. And we weren't really prepared. Like maybe you could never be prepared, but it was just like, it wasn't what we had tried to make happen. It just happened. So it suddenly became this just following the river, go with the flow. And then all of a sudden so many great opportunities that it was impossible to say no. And then you end up doing a bit too much. And just to be honest about like being in a band is so much more than writing and playing music. It's like extreme amounts of administrative work and office work. It's mostly office work, I would say. And I think we kind of seeing that we were close to the wall at some point. And then we're just trying to be more, not slowing down necessarily, but just trying to be more smart about where we put our energy, and keeping it, as Johanna says, and taking care of the project as its own entity, because it has very much become that. So
I think this is something you always have to be aware of when you like have some big flame there. It's always the flame that kills you in the end, that will take your energy. It will burn out the fire. So how to keep it alive is the daily act for everyone when we wake up in the morning. And we have to do like some serious work to try to find out, okay, how do we do that? How do we continue?
Yeah. It's a big balancing act.
Yeah.
It's every day. I get it. Yeah.
As every human, I guess. We have to continue and make better work every day somehow.
All right. Just to wrap things up, are there any final words you would like to share with the audience? Anything you want to promote, or just any parting words in general?
Just come to our shows. We need you. Like this is the first time we're going to the US. So it's always a little bit exciting and scary when you arrive in a new place.
Yeah, we kind of started as a headline tour, which is a bit weird. Like normally you do some shows together with someone else as a support act first, but we were just too excited to kind of bring our whole universe in the full package. But just also to say that we're bringing along Penelope Traps for this specific tour, the founding of the North American Coven Tour, as we're going on. So Penelope Traps will do the first half, and then Patriarchy will do the second half. And I just think, like, those acts, it's just mind blowing that they're supporting us. It's like I've been looking up to these people so much, and are so inspired by them, and they're so different. So we're serving a great full package that I'm just super excited myself to see their shows. So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're going to be at the Prepare the Ground festival in Canada, playing a very late set, like at midnight, which I'm so excited. I'm old, so I'm gonna be tired, but you know.
Will you be there? Will you be at Prepared Ground?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
It'll be
You
fun
will
to
have
meet
to
you.
stay up. I'm sorry, you cannot go to bed before midnight.
No,
Yes,
no, no.
we can't.
There is something special about seeing this band at midnight. We've done that sometimes.
Mhm.
And I think that's like the sweet spot to see which Club Satan is. Definitely not in the morning. but yeah, midnight is just perfect. So it's going to add a little extra to it.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm more excited to stay up. I'm gonna take a Red Bull. It's fine. I got this.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. All of you are wonderful women. It's so great to have you in the black metal scene and just giving more exposure to it, and also not gatekeeping like the normal person would.
Yeah, I think too. And the same, like you're doing such an important work for specifically that to like open up the gates, or like not even opening them, but like exploding them up. And it's so important. And it's truly, it's like it's such an honor to be speaking to you, and and for you to acknowledge what we're doing. So thanks.
Of course. Thanks so
Thank
much.
you so much.